All right, good morning. So hopefully made some changes on this machine. Hopefully this microphone is working. The screen is being shared. The application is being shared. We're looking at the ES on March 13th, Wednesday. As you can see already, this we opened at the highs of the overnight and took out the overnight high immediately. We're falling back into the range and have this this gray field right here is possible trading range or balance area for the moment. See how that holds up. I've kind of cleaned things up because I basically just have these gray balance areas on there, and I only have two red and blue potential areas where buyers and sellers may step in initially. There is a 2814 is a important area here, and I could throw in, I guess, red area here with the R2 and the single prints. The white dashed lines are the single prints from previous profiles. Looking over at the daily, the 2814 is basically this high. Let's see here. This high on the February 24th. It's also roughly the open on March the 3rd. You can see also we've got a moving average here, the yellow one, which is a whole moving average. Not important what it is. It just is an important average. They all can be important. 2814, that little area right there, something to watch as we move up, if we move up. Now, we've had some news this morning. It's done. We do have something at, let's see here, what is it? At, let's see, 10 o'clock, we got construction spending. 10:30 is crude oil stocks. Pretty much that is it. And at 3 p.m., there's a parliamentary vote on Brexit, but that's not necessarily anything I'm concerned about. But of course, approaching that date, or excuse me, that time today, might want to be more cautious. So right now, this area at 6 quarters held. The way it's sort of not going up, building some volume and acceptance right here, I would expect it to flush at some point here. It's just not getting any lift yet, but it could happen. It is a gap up. It's a small gap up, and right now we've reached the 3-minute opening range time. That means this little pink line right here, that if we come up here, this is a go with trade. Now we're going to run into some trouble right up in here. One could anticipate, front run that, and when it comes back into the gray area, go with it. I don't recommend that because we're back inside the overnight range. When it's this close, tendency is to kind of close the gap. Now I'm going to, that's not what I wanted. Let's see here. Okay. This little ledge of volume right here, potential at the top of the R1. It's too late now, but anyway, it's early. It's early this morning, and might want to let it shake out a minute. I like a little bit more conservative here to get long, kind of a traditional type of a play against the previous day's high. Might come into the overnight value area high. Got to watch for a little run over on some of these areas. So anyway, that's sort of the idea. Basically all the heads are saying that headwinds are upwards and onwards and upwards. A little global uncertainty, but basically the NASDAQ is leading upwards, and so things looking positive for investors and traders at the moment. But we got the locals to deal with as far as what's been going on in the overnight. Then up, right? Well, who doesn't want to take some profits at this point? So we've got a VPOC in the overnight down here at 98.50. Be back into value for yesterday, which was a kind of a small range, kind of a pause in the market. We did have a pretty good low yesterday, which held a gap. Okay, so we got this gap here. We held it, traversed it in the overnight, but have come back up now and moved upwards. Let's take a look at a 60-minute. Okay. Kind of hard to, not really seeing much of any patterns in here other than that we do have sort of a trading range. Let me draw a rectangle here. Trading range going on. Okay. So that puts this, you snap the higher low, tighten that up. Um, basically 2800. 2800, an area where if we fall back into it, want to watch out for that also. Let's see. We got to find out what this high is here. Recent high. It's probably yesterday's high, isn't it? Okay, 0.3 quarter. Let's go back over here. 0.3 quarter. Yeah, yesterday's high. So that's looking pretty good for if we move down here is to see if we catch buyers to push it back up again. Worth a bounce for sure. Well, almost for sure, bar some news, all right, well, that's all I got for now. Not much happening. Like I said, this, well, I can't remember exactly what I said, but this little volume ledge here, this was a place that, buyers might step in and might want to get long if we came back in here. But, I'm not, it's a little unclear, because two gaps in a row, two small gaps of like a point in a row. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, that's all I got. Been away from making videos for a week or so, and that's just how it is. What do I have to say for today? Just take it as it comes. Right now, that doesn't seem to be too active. Doesn't seem to be a lot of volume. It seems to be a little quiet, So that means that if you're trading multiple lots, then want to take one off quickly and move to break even as soon as possible. See what happens. Just plan your shots and get good good odds that you're not going to get stopped out with too much loss on something if you're going to take a shot. So that's all I got to say for now. I mean, it's kind of a shakeout morning in my opinion. All right, that's all I got. See you around. Bye.